Hello and welcome to the Superhero Hub. I'm Sam,
I'm Matt,
and today we're gonna be
reviewing American Gods.
yeah, episode 6, A Murder of God. So, as I was just saying off camera, this had an interesting, um, starting sequence. I don't want to be offensive and laugh, but what I got from it was, right, you got the at first I thought they were Native American. I read it completely wrong, but it turns out they're like Mexicans, so they're all having a thing, and I guess they're crossing the Rio Grande.
Yeah, not to cut you off, but as well, I don't think they were Native American, but I did think it was set like hundreds of years ago or something. I
Yeah,
didn't realise it was modern until the cars pulled up.
yeah. So they're kind of going through the river, and you got like one of them like drops and is like kind of drowning, then is not drowning, and they kind of get to the other side, and then I guess Mexican Jesus, who was talked about earlier, is like walking on water and is like, yo, thanks for saving me. 2 seconds later, Border Patrol pops up, and it's not like, yo, stop where you are, we're rounding you up. They just shoot on sight. So I'm thinking, yo, Jesus, you just help these people cross the river, and like,
Yeah,
you.
where you gone?
No, it's like there's got to be like blood on his hands, right? Because like, why wouldn't he been like, oh, there's cars on the way, like, don't cross, because if you cross, it's like a lamb to he led him to get killed.
Yeah, this Mexican Jesus is a bit of a dum dum, isn't he? Let's face it.
And he's whack as well. He can walk on water, but I mean, he got popped. And I was thinking, oh, did that bullet go through his hands? Forget about it. He's going to start doing some telekinesis stuff in a minute. Now, one through the chest, and he drops like a sack of crap. I couldn't believe it. I was like,
Yeah,
Jesus, what you doing? Jesus got mullered. And everyone else got killed as well.
yeah, well, it was where like it was like some tumbleweed or something, like went over his head, and then he had like, oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
and it kind of looked like him on the cross, and it
Yeah,
was like, but I just couldn't believe it. I thought the guy's gun was good. The whole "Thy Kingdom Come" thing, I thought that was kind of sick. So yeah,
I thought it was funny, but I'm thinking like. And I'll be interested to hear what you think. Like, I really am undecided. I don't quite know what to think. Like, was it heavy-handed with like Americans and guns and whatnot? You like, I'm thinking like, is this heavy-handed or is it part of like a joke or something? Like,
um,
the Mexicans cross the stream and here come the Americans out of nowhere and start popping Jesus. Like, come on.
I was thinking well, it must have been heavy-handed, because if it wasn't meant to, because I think it paints like they're being controversial in the sense that they could have, like, as I said, arrested them, like, put your hands up, whatever, load them up into the truck. But I think it was heavy-handed in the sense that they just opened fire, like, and
Yeah,
killed them all. I think I very much doubt that literally happens. I think they were just like adding fuel
it
to the
doesn't happen.
fire.
It does not happen.
I imagine maybe it's happened once or twice.
Yeah, a long time ago, but in the modern era, that would be a major international incident. There's no way that could ever happen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna come out and be like, oh yeah, it definitely is never happened, because I imagine probably
But
it's.
not ever is a long time. Of course, it could have happened. I'm almost positive it did happen a long time ago. But in the modern society, there's no way on earth that would happen. But like I say, it's difficult to read when it was. But they look like fairly modern cars, so it couldn't have been any more than what 30 odd years ago that was set.
Mhm. So yeah, yeah, but I think it was very heavy-handed. Like, oh, these poor Mexicans coming across the border, and oh, these big bad men just shooting them on sight and stuff like that. It's like that's it. I'd guess that it is inaccurate, and when I say I guess, I mean I'm being like kind of neutral in the sense. But I mean, imagine it has happened, but the vast majority doesn't happen. So it's like, if people watch that and like think, oh, poor Mexicans, like, oh, the Americans are so bad for building this wall and stuff like that and gunning them down. It's like, don't be of that idea, because I think it was like fake news.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? It's a fictional TV show, and it does play into like the whole American Gods thing as well, doesn't it? Of them being about Americans and whatnot. Because here you get not just Mexicans. Here you get Americans pop in a Mexican Jesus.
Mm.
You know what I mean? He's not the American Jesus, he's the Mexican Jesus, and he gets put down.
Strong words. So yeah, first bit was sick. I mean, I don't really know what came first, but I'm being of the sense of like Laura comes out, and I guess she bumps back into the leprechaun, and they're having a talk. How I guess they're getting.
It's Sting first, isn't it? Because she sees Shadow drive off with your man
Okay,
with Wednesday.
they're walking down the road, and it's like, yo, what happened back there? I want answers and stuff like that. And then I guess they end up getting in the car. Well, I think he says that, oh yeah, my wife's still alive and stuff like that, and it's kind of just like brushed off, I guess. So yeah, they eventually get back to the motel, get in the car and drive off, and she's like, yo, my car. And then I guess a leprechaun turns up, and then they're like, oh, let's buddy up, which I thought was, see, I like interaction, but like that interaction was kind of cool. It's like, yeah, I'm sticking with you, because when you drop, I'm getting my coin back, you know what I mean? And then it was like, as they're going to like their hotline, their taxi and stuff like that, because I thought it was good how he was like, oh yeah, that alarm's going to give me trouble, but this one will be calm. So he's getting into the taxi and stuff like that, and he's saying about how he knows a guy who can do resurrection stuff. I was thinking that was cool. I like it when they kind of drop hints and stuff like that. And then obviously you had the guy from a couple episodes, the taxi driver, who's like looking for the jinn, which is like a genie. But my thing was, I thought he kind of, right. So they had their
Hmm.
a sensuous moment, and I thought that he absorbed him and changed into him. So I was thinking, and then his eyes were glowing. So I was thinking, he's like changed into him, because it works out better. But like when he turned up, he was just like a normal guy. I was like, why are his eyes glowing? So I don't really know what happened there.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I'm wondering if the gin is inside him and he doesn't know it. Yeah, like the genie in the bottle kind of thing. If the genie is inside him and he doesn't know.
Yeah, I think because that's what the leprechaun makes a reference about. But he was like making a sexual reference, as it were, as
That's why.
opposed to a serious. But I guess it could be one of them things like, oh, you're looking for the gin, but what you didn't know is it was inside you all along. What one of them kind of emotional messages and stuff like that. So that'd be pretty cool, because it's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he absorbed him into it and his eyes were glowing. So yeah, so I thought it was sick. They kind of all buddy up. So I guess eventually they're all gonna meet up in like Wisconsin with the other ones, because that's where all the gods are getting together to fight the new gods. But beforehand they go to Kentucky, and I guess it's to sort her out so he can get his coin back, so he can get his good luck before they kind of go to Wisconsin to meet up with everyone.
Yeah, and when they get there, he's going to tell apparently the dude where he can find the gin.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, the gin should actually be there, because I mean, going back a couple of episodes, you bumped into. He was coming out of like the diner. Do you know when Shadow went shopping, and like you had I Love Lucy and stuff like that? While he was shopping, like Mr. Wednesday was meeting a guy, and it was like that guy, because he walked out and he kind of dropped his glasses, and you saw his eyes
Hmm.
on fire. So, but I guess because he's absorbed him really. I'm gonna go with that because that sounds cool. So yeah, they're kind of going on a cool little road trip. Then you had Shadow on Wednesday. They were going off to see someone, I guess. So they're driving along, and then they end up coming to this big factory and stuff like that, to go and see Vulcan, who is an original character for the TV show, not in the book. And he's basically like Hephaestus from the kind of Greek things. He kind of makes makes weapons and stuff like that. And when his weapons are used, it's like, oh, they're thinking kind of like when people fight on the battlefield and it's like in tribute to Ares or a god of war or something like that, it's like that. So every time blood is spilt with the weapons is kind of a prayer to him. But as kind of time went on, people used those kind of primitive things less and less, so his influence started to wane. So I think the new gods came to him and were like, here, have this, and they were like, yo, do this instead, and it was guns. So like that's why he's in the factory making all the bullets, and every time someone pops someone else with a bullet and blood is spilled, it's a prayer to him. And because it's done on such a national scale, so many bullets are kind of, you know what I mean, he makes reference to it later when he's making a sword for Wednesday. He says more blood spilt with bullets like than could ever be done with like a sword. So obviously he's making bullets, and that's like makes him super powerful. So he's got like the whole town kind of, you have a bunch of like random people, everyone's got guns, even the little granny in the wheelchair, and that's kind of like a testament to his power.
Right, so he's an old god who's done away with the old ways.
Yeah, kind of, because like he says that the new gods came to him and like when they gave him that, they were like, yo, stay neutral, so kind of don't. But I think he kind of sold them out a little bit, because they were like, oh yeah, the new gods are coming, and obviously that left Wednesday.
Isn't he kind of like, who's that American Revolution, Benedict Arnold or something? Dude who sold like weapons to both sides.
So
it's kind of like that.
In like, what sense?
Like, you know, he's getting weapons from the new gods, right?
Well, no, they
showed him a way to build weapons to make him effective again.
Yeah, kind of like give a guy a fish and he can eat for a day, but teach a man how to fish and he can whatever.
But he still built a weapon for Wednesday.
Yeah, because
he's straddling both sides like Benedict Arnold.
Yeah, they were kind of I think because they were kind of old buddies and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess that left when he kind of revealed it. Mr. Wednesday got annoyed and just lopped his head off. I knew as soon as that sword was there, I was thinking he's going to lop his head off, but I thinking, oh, they're kind of friends. But then when that came out, so yeah, lopped his head off, booted him into the cauldron of molten steel, so he got zapped, and then Wednesday cursed the fire, so every like bullet and stuff like that came out after that, I guess is kind of cursed because he pissed in it. Which I thought was good. I like touches like that, and obviously Shadow was kind of shocked because I guess like it's like, yo, he just lopped his head off. But I don't think Shadow's really a believer by now. I think he's kind of getting there.
Yeah, he said he believed in something. What that is, I don't know.
Yeah, so how did the episode end?
Well, I think we missed one thing with the wife. Like, she kept banging on about her family and how she didn't want to see him, but then I think she went to the house.
Yeah.
But then didn't go in.
No, she looked in the window and they were kind of giving it like, oh, she was there, but they didn't see her. It's like, yeah, go knock on the door. Don't just stand there and expect them to just randomly look out the window at you.
But it ended with them three on the side of the road and your man doing his, like, the Muslim thing, Muslim prayer.
Yeah, to Mecca.
Right. Don't you need a mat for that? Did he have a mat?
Yeah, he had a mat.
Okay.
But it's interesting that kind of his doing is like a devout Muslim, I guess, but like obviously his doing is sexual orientation, which is like
he's doing his sexual orientation. I did love the leprechaun needle him a couple of times about that. And don't got to about it.
Well, yeah, because like Muslims are like way not into that. Like I think, like
well, neither are hardcore Christians, obviously. You get deviations from that, don't you?
Yeah, so yeah, that's basically it, how the episode ended. I
wonder how that would work though, like the jinn thing with being a Muslim. Like, that's my only question when it comes to religion on the show. It's like, you got all these different religions, how can you really believe in one? I still don't quite know how that. Like it's like I suppose the question of overall whether it be like he's praying to Allah and Allah and God basically being the same thing. It's like how does that work? You can have I could view like Odin as like a demigod, but God or Allah being apparently the thing that created everything, surely that'd be like an overlord sort of god that comes before anyone.
I don't know.
Exactly. Well, I suppose that's questions we'll get answered as the show goes on.
So what's that got to do with the jinn and him being Muslim?
Well, surely the existence of a jinn would discount a lot of the Muslim doctrine.
I think it's just like all inclusive, like anything goes in the sense that like all of them kind of coexist on the same plane, and it's like whoever people believe in, people believe in. I think it's kind of like that.
I guess, but one of the I know Christianity. The thing is about like it's one true God, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's one God and no other God, and if you worship any other God, that would be a mortal sin. So how does that work? Is my question going forward. I don't expect you to answer it. It's just a general question.
I think when Jesus pops up, he'll explain it.
Yeah, which one?
Normal Jesus, because Mexican Jesus is dead.
Normal Jesus. What's the normal Jesus?
Whatever Jesus you believe in, not the dead Mexican Jesus. Let's talk numbers. I thought it was one of the best.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
I would have liked to maybe a little more moving pieces and stuff like that, but I'm not going to define exactly those pieces.
I think the leprechaun and the wife are probably my favourite partnership on the show. I think they're fun.
She's got real interest in now. She's got personality all of a sudden. You know what I mean? So I mean that they made her a good character in the space of like a couple of episodes.
Yeah, I think that we talked leading into the episode about how sometimes those episodes can be hit and miss, but I think taking an episode out and focusing on her in this case worked out for the show.
Yeah, because they're basically the subplot.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've got to have a strong stuff like that. So yeah, I'll give it a 9.
Okay.
I'll rate it 100%. It's a good show.
That would be a 10, surely.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay.
I'm waiting to see something a little special beforehand. So yeah, I'm Sam.
I'm Matt.
And we'll see you in the next one.